Buddha said she was going the diet way. So was there someone who was guiding her in the diet? What kind of diet was it?
No, she just Googled. Yeah, she Googled a lot.
How are you feeling during that time? As someone who had already gone through treatment, how are you feeling during that period that she's self-treating with something from Google?
She was just, she was positive, first of all. So you wouldn't know that there was an issue. She was very positive. So whenever we met or talked, she was really positive. So I never had doubts. So I said, I'll respect your decision. I told her that whatever you decide, I'm really going to back you up. That's what I had told her. So she always shared, and I would go through whatever she found. But now, when it became so bad, I said, no, this is not working as we thought, or working fast as we thought. So we decided we go to the hospital, and that's when she started treatment.
How did you know it was getting so bad?
Because the breast was swelling, the hand was swelling, she was in pain. Yeah, she was in a lot of pain.
So the hand was swelling at that point, I guess, because the lymphatic system, the lymph nodes had already now been affected.
Yes.
Okay. And so between that time that she started self-medicating with this food, what was she telling you she's doing? Was she juicing something, or was she, you know?
I think she was just doing all. She was juicing, she was eating vegetables.
Okay.
That is majorly what she did. And detoxing by eating detoxation fruits, I think.
Okay, the
She
sour
was
salt.
the berries.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what period of time it took now from the diagnosis to now the point now you're walking into the hospital for treatment?
I don't know whether it was 2 months or 3.
Or 2 months or 3 months. Okay, okay. Now, guys, you can see 2 months, 3, it can make a very, very big change. You walk into the hospital, you say that just 3 months before it was stage 2.
Yeah.
And then you walk 3, it is now stage 4. What did that do to you or to Bwire?
I don't know. Because I'm a Christian, I still believe that everything is working out for a reason. And I believed in God, who had made me well, because my journey was so short. So I never knew that this was going to be this long, this complicated. So I just trusted in God. I kept praying for her and encouraging her. But now I was now a bit worried because of the situation. I didn't know what was going to happen. They said they can't do a surgery already. Now it is late. Yeah. So we'll go the treatment way.
I want to emphasize on that point that you've said. There is a point where, like for instance, the radiation. The first time you did not do radiation, right? You only do Lampeto. What was the treatment for stage 1?
It was just the removal of the breast. Then I did 4 chemos just to be sure that it doesn't come back, because the ratio, I don't know, the ratio, the lump that they removed, I think it was 8 out of 12 that had been infected. Okay. So they said I need to have chemo at least 4 sessions so that I'm safe.
Yeah. But did you have radiation?
No.
Yes.
I didn't have.
Exactly. Yeah. I also did not have radiation because they told me I was not a candidate for radiation. And I had chemo because it was an aggressive dose. They found the element of triple negative, which is an aggressive type of breast cancer in there. So as Mom and I are speaking, you guys are now, you understand now how cases are different. Cases are different. Another person's case cannot be a case. So just like she did not do radiation and I did not do radiation, you'll find some people will do radiation, but they will not do chemo. So it's different. And you will find some people will do all those, And then you will find the stage 0 T2 people who will only have the lumpectomy done and then they walk and go home. They don't do radiation, they don't do chemotherapy. Okay? Now, if for somebody who's done radiation on a certain surface, if they do radiation here, they can never come back and do radiation there. They can never come back and do radiation there. Black Queen, it doesn't depend on the doctor. Please, I'm asking you kindly. It doesn't depend on the doctor. It depends on the cancer, the stage, the size, and the proximity to the chest and the skin area. Nothing depends on the doctor. Those doctors study the lump. If it depended on the doctor, you will go to a doctor and they say, oh, you have a lump. Come, I cut off, then we treat you. That is what depends on the doctor. But because they have to do scanning, they have to do biopsy, they have to do all these things, there's nothing that depends on a doctor. Okay? So, if you had radiation in a surface, you cannot have radiation there again. And they will tell you that. Okay? And now, so when we come to the staging of cancer, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, there is a 4-point that if it has spread to certain organs, because there is some force that they will still do a mastectomy, but the doctor will say, you are no longer a candidate of mastectomy. And you are no longer a candidate of any surgery. So that is normally painful to hear because the lump is still in you. So what they're doing at that point is, are they saying they're managing it or are they saying they're treating it to cure? What were they saying? Because if now there is no surgery, what were they doing now?
They were saying they want to reduce the lump because it had grown. They want to reduce it to a level that is manageable so that they can do surgery.
They can do surgery. Yes. Yeah, because if they could have done surgery when it was still grown, they were not going to get the clear margins that they wanted. Right? Okay. So
Yeah.
when she started the chemo, how was it going?
The chemo was, she didn't respond very well. The side effects were not there, but now to the reduction of the lump, it didn't reduce that much. It just came a little bit. It reduced a little bit, but not significantly. So they couldn't do anything. Then they said, oh, the drug, one of the doctors said, the problem we had was we were going to the Coast General cancer place, which had just been started in Mombasa. So wherever you visit, you don't see that one particular doctor. You see this one, next time you go, you see the one who is there. So we kept interchanging the doctors. So this other one said, I think this drug was not the right drug and you had been given a wrong drug. So they gave her something else again. Now they gave her, I think they gave her target therapy. Yes. They used target therapy where she went again for about, I think it was 6 cycles. And nothing happened. Nothing happened to the lump. So we had to change now to go to start seeing a private doctor. From there, from the same place, now this doctor, we followed him to the private clinic where he attended to us. Then she was given 4 more cycles, which did not work. So by that time I got worried. I said, now we have been trying, it's almost 1 year plus. And nothing is happening. So that's when we started to seek to go out. Okay. And we went to Turkey.
What receptors did this cancer tumor have? Was it estrogen, progesterone, or had to?
It was estrogen.
Okay, it was estrogen.
Maybe could I share why she started this?
Yes, go ahead. Let us know why she started this.
Okay. She started the foundation. In one of the sessions that we were going, she was next to another patient who was looking for money in her bag to buy water, 1 liter water, and she was not able to get that money. So I told the caregiver, can I give you the money? Because she kept counting coins. And when she gave it to the husband said, this is only for a small bottle, 500 ml. And then the lady said, yeah, that is what we can buy. So the man said, we can't share 500 ml for both of us. Then I said, let me give you some money. I gave to the man. I added him money. He was hesitant to take, but he accepted and went and brought in water for each one. Then when we left the room, we went out. He started sharing with us, Mama, thank you so much for the water. It is not easy. We have walked from Bamburi to this place. We didn't have the transport. And after the chemo, we will walk back. So just imagine receiving chemo, walking in Mombasa in the sun. So that story touched us, and we gave them fare to go back. So we took over from that moment to see what can we do. So we realized that even the money that they were using now, the NHIF, they had been donated to be given before she started treatment. So it took like about 3 months. In 2 months, they had raised 15,000. So you can imagine 2 whole months, they had raised only 15,000 and they couldn't start treatment. So we took up the case and we realized that it was so much in the hospital that the people needed help. So how would you come to the hospital, get treatment and walk back? What will you eat in the house? So that's when Winnie said, okay, let's mom find out the people. Now we started working with the nurses for the people who are needy. And we said, if we get someone who is been diagnosed and she's not able to pay her insurance, we would better pay for them insurance. Then it will take them a longer way than paying for them one session. So we took it over. But then there was another problem again. If they walked to and fro, what are they going to eat? You see, so if you get chemo and you're not eating well, also was a problem. So it means we have to come up with a package where we give people to supplement or to eat so that they are able to come back in good health for them to receive another treatment. So that is how it was born.
Guys, you can hear, you heard why this foundation was born. Aggressive cancers are they respond quickly to chemotherapy. But non-aggressive cancers do not respond to chemotherapy. And with the way you describe the lab, and then you describe 2019, I know that if you go into our beloved virus 5, you may find something written grade 1. It could be grade 1, it could be early grade 2. So the grade will help you know how fast you need to act on surgery, how fast you need to act for the tumor to get out of your body. Because if it is a grade 1, you will know I'd rather get this thing out of my body quickly, because I know that if it spreads, it will not respond to chemotherapy. Because the way chemotherapy is engineered and made, chemotherapy is engineered in a way that it targets fast-growing cells. It targets very fast-growing cells. It will not target slow cells. Okay? So that's why you hear them saying aggressive cancers respond better to chemo, because chemo is made to target them. Grade 1 and slow cancers don't respond well to chemo because chemo will pass them. Okay, so that is my assumption. That's why it was not working. So when you decided to opt for treatment outside, who referred you to the doctor outside, and what were they telling you they were going to do differently?
We were referred to that doctor, to the hospital, not the doctor. Then we searched and found that they were the best in that country. We went to Acıbadem in Turkey. I think it is the best in that section. They have a university also where they do research in the same place. So we were more comfortable to go there than to India. Because currently India had, it is so much of commercial than the treatment. So we opted to go to Acibadem. And the treatment there, she responded well the first time we went. But this time we went, she already had the water in the lungs the first time we went. So where they had said we remove the water, I don't know, they punched something, they put a catheter to be removing the water here. But then when we reached there, they said they are not going to touch it. They will just treat and see what happens after the treatment. Then they decide whether to close the gap between the flesh and the lungs. So after the first chemo, she slept actually very well. She responded very fast. And she started gaining weight. She started eating. She started sleeping. So we were really hopeful. Then at the third chemo, she was walking up the hills. You know, it is hilly. She would walk. We would go out every day for walks, and she was really responding well. So after that, she was given drugs. After the treatment of 3 months, she was actually very well. You would see her, you would say she's doing well. So when they gave her this target therapy also, she was given to take for 3 months. Then we worked out the cost of living there and the cost of coming back to Kenya. It was cheaper for us to come to Kenya than to live there because the house was expensive, the food was expensive. So we decided to come and continue with the drugs until the time we need to go back for checkup. So we came back, and after a short while, she started going down again. So we didn't know whether it was side effect for the drugs because the drugs that she was on had like 20 side effects. So we didn't know whether she was reacting from the side effects or it was the disease. So we were a bit confused there. So the second month, she was really doing badly. So we thought now, I think we just work out on how to go back, and we didn't have money that time. So we started looking at, so how do we get money to go back? Then when she went live, people came in for her. And actually, in the same week, we applied for visa because the money came in very fast. And we went back. So when we went back after the test, the doctor said things are not good. We are just going to maybe 50-50. It is not very nice because now it had spread everywhere again. But when we left,
the first time you went, when you treated her, it had not.
The first time we went, it was in the stomach, it was in the lungs, it was still in the breasts, and she had a lesion in the brain. So after the treatment, we did there was nothing in the lungs, there was nothing in the stomach, and the brain, it was still there. So we did laser. They did laser before we left. They did a laser for about it was 5 sessions. I can't remember, but they did laser for her, for the brain one. So we were left with the breast and the lymph nodes, those two. So when we came back after a while, by the time we were going back, it had still gone now to everywhere, apart from the head, which the tumor had, the one that they had done laser, the tumor had reduced. But otherwise, each and every part of it was now infected again. And now when we spoke to the doctor,
even the stomach,
the lungs, yes. It was in the stomach, it was in the lungs. And the doctor said that the way it is now in the blood. It was now being circulated in the blood. So they are going to try their best. It is not guaranteed, but they are going to try their best. So they just gave her one chemo and she was done. So because she had already known what is happening, I think she just gave up. She gave up the fight, and also the chemo was too harsh now for her, I would say. Because out of the first chemo, after 1 day, the second day she was not able to function. Yeah.
So when you say that she already knew what was happening, did these doctors face you with the information, or the doctors told all of you together?
The doctor told me separate, but during the rounds, she asked like, doctor, because I was trying to protect her. I didn't want her to know the entire truth. So I was vague. When she would ask, I was vague, and I would just give her hope. But now she faced the doctor and asked, doctor, I want to know, when you say that you are going to give me, you are going to try, what do you mean? You have only mentioned 2 parts. Does it mean that the other parts, it has no cancer, or what has happened? Then the doctor had to tell her the truth.
Oh, so which 2 parts was the doctor telling her before? The brain?
The doctor had said the breasts are still there and the lymph nodes.
Oh, the breast and the lymph nodes only.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the other parts the doctor was not talking about.
She was not talking about any other parts. So she was asking, like, the previous parts where it had cleared, like the lungs, like the intestines, what is happening? The liver, they had said there was a small lesion in the liver. Then the doctor said, I'm sorry, I have to tell you this, but now it's everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, before that, I think it's a video that she was interviewed before with Anne Gugi, where she talked about a PET scan and every place was lighting up. So these are situations that maybe she knew that, before it was in all these other places, but she knew that after that, it should be gone and not come back. So the shock that hit her was that it had also come back.
Yes, that is what hit her hard.
Okay, guys, the guys in the US, if you are in the US, I want to bank on you. If you are in the US, let me tell you something. I have a feeding program in Kenya, and money that we can use to buy a cup of coffee, we use $15 to buy a cup of coffee, or $8 or $10. Can you imagine that money can feed 2 people?